move back into the sagas. So you've done 3 sagas, if I'm correct.
I've done the Death March, one attempt of the Boneless, the Raid, the Long Saga. I've done one attempt, 5 days.
That's in Scotland, right?
Yeah. So I came back. I did 5 days fasting. The next one is should be in April, and it's 2 weeks.
Okay. So one's coming up in April.
Yeah, and that's Scotland.
How are you preparing for that? What's the preparation?
Well, to be honest, at the moment, really, it's unfortunately, it's like the world doesn't really care that I'm on this mission, of the saga. So I have to do that, but I also have to function within this world,
Society, yeah,
So at the moment, I'm trying to balance things that I have to do in this on this society with that. So in terms of preparation, really, it's I need to buy some stuff. Like I need to get a tent because the old one was damaged by the winds. Like in Scotland in the winter, it was terrible. But yeah, generally equipment-wise, I have everything. I've spent 5 days there before, so I know.
So what's it about? What are you doing there?
The whole point of the long saga is to be alone. And I've tried to explain to people that every saga is not just just for some sagas. Every saga was designed. All the 7 sagas was designed to address what I felt was a certain weakness within me. Okay, so for example, like the Raid, which was lasted a year and a half, was to address what I felt I had, which was a lack of commitment. I was unable to commit things and see them through. I would start, burn out and then fade away. I was like, no, create a ridiculous goal and then just focus on it. No matter how ridiculous and impossible it seems, just don't worry about the end product. Just work every single day. All you need to do is like now I walk everywhere. And I mean, generally, I'm going to walk to my wrestling club. And it's like an hour and a half, 2 hours walk to get there, 2 hours, an hour and a half, 2 hours to get back.
People don't understand.
If I think about here to there, it's such a long journey. Even when I was carrying that thing, the crucifix, if I think of going 7.2 miles with this thing, barefoot, bare-chested, with this thing, 60-kilo thing on my back for 7.2 miles, like it's gonna break me.
But you didn't expect it to be like that.
No, but what you do, you focus one step, just focusing. So what I would do as I was walking the crucifix, I would focus on a pole, just there. Okay, let me get to the pole. I'll go to the pole. Okay, now get to that lamp post. Okay, get to that lamp. Okay, now get to those gates. And that's it. So what you do, instead of looking at the end product, you look at things in front of you. And life could be addressed like that. But the problem is with life, everyone lives for the future. Everyone is almost like, and I kind of get it, success,
People give up too easily.
Yes, but also people just, they set these goals and then they think, okay, I need to make money, I need to get this. And fine, I'm not blaming people for chasing money. That's not what I'm saying. But you want to chase money and you're like, that's my target, so I need to do this. But the problem is, because you've set this goal and it's in the future, you set this idea of you in the future with this ideal job, an ideal woman or ideal money. And the thing is, that moment does not yet exist, but you live there. Because every day your mind is there. Yeah. So that means if your mind is there, you're no longer living in the present. So the present passes you by. Yeah. And then the thing is, the future doesn't exist, so you don't live there. Yeah. You don't live in the present. Are you even alive? Yeah. Well, you're like in some weird, purgatory state where you don't really exist here, you're not really there. Yeah. But that's the point. And a lot of people live like that because society tells you to live like that. To always strive, get that better job, get the better this. You're not happy now, don't worry, it's because you haven't got enough money. But as soon as you get that promotion, you will be happier. So now you focus all your time to get that promotion. Then because you focus all that time, years have passed you by, you get that promotion. Guess what? You're not actually happy. Because happiness doesn't come from a promotion. It doesn't come from these things. Momentary happiness may come, a sense of achievement, but that quickly goes.
So
You know?
achieving these goals, these sagas, is it making you happy? Are
No,
you happy?
but that's my point.
Yeah.
It's like, happiness doesn't last. I mean, if you show me a man who's been happy for a long period of time, and I will show you somebody that needs to be in a mental institution, because it's not normal.
So what do you say to people that say that about you? If they say, "Oh, this guy is absolutely crazy,"
Yeah, but people do. People do. I'm like, you're probably right. You're probably right. My mum says it. I'm like, you're probably right. But that's my point. But the thing is, in my, and I should say, in my humble opinion, which nobody can critique, because opinions, that's all they are. Everyone has an opinion, and no one opinion is more valid than another.
Yeah.
But in my humble opinion, I don't think you cannot base an existence on a temporary emotion, meaning happiness. Happiness doesn't last. If something doesn't last, you can't base your whole existence on something that doesn't last, because what happens when you don't feel happy? What, have you failed somehow? Are you now in the wrong because you don't feel happy? Which is what people do, because people believe they need to feel happy all the time. So when they don't feel happy, it's like, my life is messed up. I must be doing something wrong. No, it's just happiness is beautiful because it's so fucking rare. You're not going to feel it all the time. You might feel sad sometimes, and it's okay to feel sad. But the most important thing, which is how life should be really addressed, is meaning. What is your purpose? What is your rudder in that ocean of life? What is your rudder? What steers your ship? And if you don't have that, well, unfortunately, the system will give you its own, its own ideals, its own, and I guarantee you that's not always going to be good for you. So, for example, part of what the system has offered as a replacement is consumerism, to spend your life earning more money, spending more things, and buying things. And I've done it recently because I've had to, I'm working, I thought, let me dress well and stuff. It is a vacuous enterprise. It offers, it only feeds you for as long as, it's almost like drugs, the same thing. You get the high, you enjoy it, and then you come back down, and then you need another high. So you're always chasing. That shouldn't exist. That shouldn't be your meaning.
Is that also the reason why your social media account is the way it is?
Yeah, well, with the social media, for a while, I played the whole game, which is also a vacuous enterprise. Get more followers, build it up, create a community. And then, I don't know, man, I swear to you, coming out of hospital just changed everything, I just saw
you could have lost it there as well. You could have literally, not only your physical, but your mental health in hospital. Could have, what was that like?
I almost did. I mean, in the hospital it was tough because obviously, imagine, and I've always said that, I'm remembering now as I speak to you stuff that I've written before. But yeah, there was one part where I said, I built most of my meaning and existence on my physical strength, which is the mistake that a lot of people do, and the thing is that the reason it's a mistake is because that will go, everything goes. You have money, it will go. You have this, it will go. So, and I built my temple of existence on this temporary thing, which was me being fit, strong, in shape. And so all of a sudden I lost that. Not just lost it, that I became unfit, but lost it to the point that I'm not even a functioning human being. I can't move.
When did you learn this? When did you learn that you've lost this?
Well, when I was in the hospital and my mum and dad had to feed me, the nurses had to wash me, the nurses had to wipe my bum. That's, you realize, oh my God. And then they tell you this could be, this could be you. Yeah. And they tell you as well, you should consider yourself lucky because really it should have affected your legs, but at least you're able to walk.
But I think, well, three things. You were lucky because I suspect if you had a couple of millimetres more of the rupture, that just popped out just a little bit more, you would have ended up in a wheelchair. If we'd waited, and not, if we've not done the operation, I mean, you presented late.
I almost didn't come then.
I know. I mean, that was a nightmare, and sorted now. And the fact that you're young and fit. If you were older and decrepit, then...
So I'm supposed to be thankful that only my arms can't move, and it was hard in that sense that, I built my whole meaning, everything was about that I was strong, I was pursuing the sagas, and all of a sudden now I'm with old people, in this ward, and I can't move, and I'm like, and my physique, like my arms, no, you know what I'm saying? Once you stop moving your arm, the muscle, when I tell you waist, like just bone, almost just bone, because I wasn't moving it, I couldn't move it. And I'm like...
What's the cognitive mind frame between your mind and your physical, your body? How do you train it? How did you train it? What is the feeling?
Well, to be honest, I was lucky in the sense that, I have words that I've always written, I used to write before, and one thing that I've kept throughout my life is writing, so I've lost the ability for my body to communicate in training and stuff, but I just went down the avenue of just writing. I just started writing. I couldn't write by pen, but luckily this happened in the day of technology, so I could type, so I just started typing away, and I would just post my thoughts, on Instagram, and whatever I thought, and generally they're quite...
So anyway, technology kind of, I wouldn't say saved you, but gave you a way...
Well, it gave me a way to be able to communicate. Which at the time was important for me, because obviously, I don't know, I was just, I needed an outlet, for all these emotions. And so I started writing and stuff. And then obviously I came out of hospital, still physio, but still I was writing a lot. And even now I'm writing a lot, but now I'm able to do more. I can actually train. But then something weird happened where, I don't know, I just looked at Instagram and I just thought, I don't want to delete it, because obviously documented within it, it's 5-6 years of just the most amazing amount. Sometimes I go back and I marvel at my own just stubbornness and just determination. I was like...
Is that what you call it? Is that what the whole... would you call that stubbornness, or is it who you are?
I mean, to be honest, I've always been stubborn, and when I want something, I want it, I will have it one way or another, and my mum and my friends have always remarked that it's a shame that you don't desire money, because if you desired money, you'd be a billionaire. Because the thing is, anything, if I really want something, when I tell you, everything else fades away, I see nothing else, all I see is this thing, and I give everything. And I would sacrifice anything. But
that's your how you are as well. If someone tells you, you should be striving for money, you're opposed to it. That's how you are.
Yeah. I mean, I've always been revolutionary, but I won't even call it revolution. But generally, just understanding that we've created that this is a manufactured environment. It's not the real world. No matter what they try and tell you, it's not the real world. It's been around for a bit, but nowhere near as long as the actual real world.
Yo. I don't need a coach. I don't need advice.
Okay, all right, good talk, coach. Thanks.